Unfortunately, they're just a complete deconstruction of their attack on the movie studios. I say unfortunately because it's showing how little she actually did for the attack and how much she relied on Henry. At the very least, it starts with a darkly comedic look at their first meeting. As we know, Henry's Joker trait is the brains, which means it knows how to conceal itself until absolutely needed. He got in contact with Harley for a much-needed family reunion, then later unveiled his Joker side and essentially showed that Harley will follow anyone who can make a good joke.
What's red and flat? A baby under an anvil.
Tape 2 is an interview with Batman, showing that Henry was in Batman's custody as early as specifically October 15th, meaning he was missing for a good 2 weeks and that there was a little bit of time before that where he met Harley. Henry lets his Joker side slip out a little bit during this interview, as he's baffled by the fact that there could be other Jokers just like him.
Their blood was contaminated, like yours.
What? I mean, I'm not the only one.
And then he suggests to Batman that they should kill them rather than trying to find a cure. Ironically, suggesting the same thing Hallucination Joker would suggest to him later.
We're in danger, Batman. You can't risk that kind of evil escaping into the world. You should kill them. All of them. It's the only way to be sure.
It's actually kind of funny that all the signs were there that Henry wasn't quite right, but Batman just couldn't pick up on them because, I believe anyway, he had enough hope in there being a cure that he was blinded to the facts right in front of him. The last tape is Henry's confirmation of the jailbreak with Harley, which really just brings into question how he was able to smuggle a walkie-talkie and use it to talk to Quinn without Batman or Robin catching on, but whatever, suspension of disbelief.
Mrs. Q, this is Mr. J. Come in. Over.
Read me loud and clear, Mr. J.
My infiltration remains utterly flawless. Operation Pudding Break is a go.
In the end, it just shows that the jailbreak wasn't Harley's idea, but Henry's, and shows how little initiative she was putting in. She didn't even want to go through with it because she had to smack Henry upside the head with her bat. Again, not too much we didn't already know, just kinda reinforcing that Harley hasn't really been herself since Arkham Asylum.
You do want to kill him, don't you?
Yeah, okay.
Ooh, have to dash. Bird Boy's coming. See you soon. Mr. J, over and out.
Next, we have a tape from Joker of all people. Isn't he dead? Where did this come from? Well, it's really just a monologue from Batman going over the events of the main trilogy. He recaps Arkham Asylum and City, then goes over what needs to be done in Arkham Knight. There's not much of note except that he says Joker's blood behaves like a prion infection, which further emphasizes the bad blood theory.
Joker's mutated blood behaves like a prion infection, attacking the brain and transforming these people into him.
I swear, I get more and more evidence for this thing every single video, chaps. If you care, you can look it up. It's a bunch of science I don't have time to explain away right now. But one of the first examples listed with it is mad cow disease, which sounds awfully similar to mad clown disease, don't you think?
If Henry wasn't immune to mad clown disease, then that means there is no cure after all.
Just know that I didn't listen to this tape when I made that theory, so I was just right.
As an entrepreneur, as a creator, I'm 24/7 on the go all the time.
Next up is Penguin, which is once again less him and more a bunch of villains, because this is the meeting Scarecrow called that Ivy talked about. Unfortunately, we don't get too much from it. It's really just Scarecrow introducing the crew to the night.
Well, about time you showed your face.
Yeah, what's left of it?
What's the deal, Crane? Why are we here?
And that's literally all we get before the tape cuts off, sadly. I really would have liked to hear what the other villains think of the night firsthand rather than snide remarks after the fact. Tape 1 is more just showing the relationship the villains have at this point, which is fine, but we kinda already get that from the rest of the series, so was this really necessary? Tape 2 shows what shaky terms Penguin and Two-Face are on right now. They only agreed to Scarecrow's ceasefire because it means they might kill Batman, but as soon as that's done, they're going right back to each other's throats with no remorse.
You just make sure our men are armed and their guns are loaded.
Oh, don't you worry, Arv. The guns will be loaded. Every bleeding second of this truce.
This rivalry, of course, stems from their turf war in Arkham City, where Two-Face took over the museum and Bowery after Batman took Penguin down. Oswald really holds a grudge, huh? Tape 3 shows even more how loose their terms are. A goon with a broken arm is relaying to Penguin that some plan of theirs failed, which I can only assume was some kind of sting at the docks to take out a few of Harvey's men. The Arkham Knight got word of this operation and broke it up, killing everyone as punishment for breaking the truce.
Hey, don't shoot the messenger, right, boss? Nah. I could break his bloody arm, though. My arm!
It's nice that this shows how much Harvey and Oswald wanted to kill each other after what happened in Arkham City, that even under the agreement of killing Batman, they're still in a turf war. But it doesn't add much we didn't already know. We know they hate each other from their interactions getting locked up and Penguin's monologue early in the game.
Then we killed Dent and the others, right?
Two-Face killed my brother back in Arkham City. He should be dead, not robbing banks.
Now that's not very nice, is it?
You don't pay us to be nice.
Give that man a cigar. Course we're gonna kill that ugly, twisted son of a bitch. We're gonna kill them all, lads.
We didn't really need these, but I guess it's nice hearing their performances again. Our next batch of tapes are from Professor Pig, which are just really, really weird. The others I can at least look to the rest of the game's lore to understand, but Pig's don't give me too much to go off of because he has so little lore to him. The first tape is just a fun little advertisement for the Circus of Strange. There isn't anything there to interpret because it's literally just an advertisement. Everything's meant to be taken literally.
Be astounded by Big Top. Is it a man? Is it a woman? Who knows? But I guarantee it's the most gigantically grotesque assortment of flesh you have ever seen.
It can be assumed these ads were played in the places Pig would eventually abduct his victims from, though can't be assumed any of the victims saw them because we don't even know if they ever went to the circus themselves. The second and third, though, are just really freaking creepy, man, because they're tapes meant for his yet-to-be-born son, Janosch. The first is just a breakdown of information we already knew. He uses a circus as a front to kidnap people and turn them into his Dolatrons. He just stretches that information out over a very long period because, he's feeling very eccentric, I guess.
The climax of the show is when I take them to see Mother. Oh, I tell you, they are amazed by my imagination, confounded by my dexterity, as each is transformed into a beautiful work of art.
And the last tape is just flat out disturbing, even though I honestly can't understand any of it. From what I can gather, Pig is trying to tell his eventual son how he was conceived, I think, and I honestly can't understand what he's going on about because he's just so set on using as many metaphors as possible.
Like an angel, she swept into my turvy world, dragged me, screaming, from shapeless chaos, and wrapped me in her arms.
And frankly, I don't want to get into the possible interpretations because I have a feeling any more talk of this topic will get me age restricted. If you're really curious about it, you can listen to the tape yourself. Just be aware that there are very heavy grape without the G implications. You've been warned.
I had to end Janosch. For you. For Mother. She left me no choice.
So let's just move on to Riddler and get back to laughing for a bit. Please and thank you. Edward's first tape has heavy Arkham City vibes, as it's basically just Scarecrow recruiting Eddie to his cause, but also kinda psychoanalyzing him like Strange did previously. This first line is just gold.
I know what you're doing, Crane. Talking to me away from Cobblepot and the others. You're appealing to my ego.
Is it working?
Ha! I don't have an ego, Crane. I'm far too brilliant. Especially for the likes of you.
The tape shows that Riddler didn't want to work with Scarecrow, but did so reluctantly after Crane actually did his job for once. Crane actually delves into Enigma's fears to manipulate him to his side, which is something I really wish we got to see more of because this is honestly fantastic.
But what if you failed, Edward? What if, by some underhand means, of course, the Batman were to humiliate you again?
Absurd.
This is what Scarecrow should be more like, not necessarily using fear, but understanding it and manipulating people with it. It shows how good of a villain Scarecrow could have been if they just, if you'll pardon my slang, let him cook.
I know, Edward, it's a frightening thought. How many failures can even your enviable reputation withstand? But if the Bat were distracted and tugged in too many directions by too many threats, why, then you would be assured of the upper hand.
But back to Riddler, he does eventually concede and agree to attack with Crane and the others, which leads to the events of the game, of course.
Tell me which day you plan to attack Gotham, and maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky, I will coincidentally put my entirely separate and superior master plan into effect.
The second tape is a quick call with Catwoman, giving us a bit more insight as to how she got herself caught. He calls her up with a job offer, she agrees, but only after insulting him, like, a lot. It's great, I wish we got to see more of these two together.
No, listen. I need something acquired, something valuable.
Sorry, Eddie. It's just that I have all these clients who aren't insecure little power-mad man-children.
I mean, we technically do in the third tape, as we get to hear the exact moment Selina was captured. We enter with Eddie working on a Riddler bot, and Selina eventually entering upon its failure to power up. More back and forth ensues as Riddler tells Catwoman what he wants stolen, then lures her over to the bot, which presumably puts her in a bear hug and considers her trapped.
Now, give my creation life! Ah, damn it! Useless hunk of dead metal. Do you want to become a semi-automated theme park mannequin? Because that's the fate in store for you!
One thing I'm iffy on is when this takes place, because it could be any time between the game and the weeks leading up to it. We know thanks to Arkham VR that just before this, Selina was traveling the world stealing the most valuable artifacts. So it couldn't have been that long before the events of Night, since Bruce has very recent postcards in the lounge. It also implies that Riddler didn't get his robots working until very close to the events of Night, which is very strange to consider, especially with the massive factory we see in Catwoman's Revenge. There's a lot of weird information on these tapes, but I'll assume the defective bot was just a ploy to drop Catwoman's guard, and this took place the day before Arkham Knight. That would give Selina time to get back to the States, if she was still out anyway, and for Edward to lock her up for Halloween the following night.
Why, yes, in a manner of speaking anyway, I'm depleted.
And always compensating for it, too.
Oh, Catwoman, your wit never ceases to occur.
Next, we take a look at Simon Stagg, but like a lot of other characters at this point, it isn't actually him, but rather his business partner, Dr. Alex Sartorius. He's doing the classic, unaware business partner confessing to the company's crimes while drunk as a skunk bit.
I keep thinking someone's gonna barge through the door at any moment. The scotch probably didn't help.
And there isn't too much we couldn't glean from context clues throughout the game in the first tape. Just this guy going through the usual spiel about how he was a good scientist trying to make the world a better place, but Stagg got greedy and changed the company's business model to focus on something deadly. What else is new?
Oh, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Jeez. Anti-anxiety meds, they rattled your brain.
Tape 2 is just him getting far more intoxicated and telling us that they use human testing for their biological weapons. Unethical, of course, but that nobody would miss the subjects. Sounds an awful lot like a certain other mad scientist from previous games.
Where was I? Oh, yes! Chemical weapons, biological weapons, wonderful things. We went into business to save people, but it turns out that killing them paid better. Not well enough for Simon, though. That greedy, grasping parasite, that bastard!
The only interesting thing to come from the final tape is that Sartorius claims to have developed a mass inoculation device.
They're taking my technology, my mass inoculation device, and they're turning it into something twisted, something wrong.
Inoculation being a fancy way of saying immunizing through repeated vaccine doses. It can be heavily, and I mean very heavily, assumed that this is the basis for the cloudburst, primarily because of the mass part of that description. Aside from that, there's nothing else. It's just your classic story of unaware business partner finally snapping and trying to confess.
This confession will be my epitaph, the proof that I was not content to weigh the good I've done against the evil done by him anymore. If you were listening to this...
Dr. Sartorius,
Mr. Stagg would like a word.
Before we get to the final 2 tape recipients, we can actually take a look at some secret tapes you can find after completing the Season of Infamy DLC. There's one for each character, so let's start with Mad Hatter. Unfortunately, there's nothing lore-wise we can glean from this, as it exists purely for comedy. And yeah, it's pretty damn funny.
I give the orders here, not you.
And you'll have 3 dead cops by the time I'm through.
We'll see about that. Now quit with the rhyme.
Then let me talk to the bat, and I'll confess my crimes.
The only thing we can really get from it is that this interview was taken moments after Jervis was arrested before Cash told Batman about him, because he talks about killing cops, and that's the first thing Cash tells Batman. But yeah, that's it. It's just for laughs.
Talk, goddammit!
Now, officer, you mistake me for a snitch.
Where are they, you little son of a bitch?
That certainly scratched my itch.
Next we'll look at Warden Rankin, aka the guy from Beneath the Surface who Croc really wanted to kill. And from this single tape, I can more than understand why. It's a recording of one of his patients, likely one very early in his testing. He apparently gave all of his prisoners a serum in their meals that would assist in limb regrowth, assuming they got something cut off to regrow. Which is exactly what the Warden does.
Scalpel.
What are you doing? No! No! Ah!
Stay awake. That's it. Concentrate.
Oh, God! My finger! You cut off my damn finger!
If the experiment's a success, it'll grow back.
And good God, this tape is honestly so hard to listen to, man. Whoever played this prisoner did such a damn good job just screaming in agony. It's honestly some of the best pain screams I've heard outside the Saw franchise. And this was just for a single finger, which would hopefully regrow back after some time thanks to the serum. But holy shit, this guy is evil, as if we needed any more proof. Third is Ra's al Ghul, which was actually taped a long while ago, back in Arkham City in fact. It's unclear exactly when, but I'd assume just before the events of the game, since he says that Strange will activate Protocol 10 when he commands it, implying it wasn't yet ready to be enacted.
Everything is prepared. The wicked of Arkham City travel like rats at its walls. Strange will strike them down at my command.
He wants Talia to bring Batman to him because he really needs a successor. Anyone wondering why Strange wanted to die so badly? Here you go. The Pit isn't doing it anymore. He's becoming more and more of a zombie every time he comes out, and really wants Bruce to take over the League.
The Lazarus Pit restores me less each time. My mouth tastes of rot. My mind.
He sees him as an equal that could maybe be persuaded to join. But if he doesn't, he leaves the League to Talia, saying that Nyssa is just too weak. Which is actually doubly ironic, because not only does Talia end up dying before him, but Nyssa ends up leading the rebels and eventually the League itself if you choose the good ending. Aside from that though, it's just D. Bradley Baker going off. What's more to love? The final tape is naturally for Mr. Freeze, and it doesn't give us much either, but it's frickin' cry-worthy, man. It shows the minutes leading up to Victor freezing Nora, and the optimism the two had prior to cryostasis.
Patient name?
Victor, stop.
Protocol must be followed.
Victor, I mean it.
Patient refuses to disclose name.
Patient is about to kick ass if this goes on any longer.
Victor says that he only needs a few months to develop a cure, but we all know that didn't happen.
We just need a few months, and I'll have a cure. Then we can live the rest of our lives.
At this point, it's been years, nearly a decade inside that chamber with no end in sight. This tape just shows how much the two loved each other, how well they bounced off each other, and how desperate Victor was for options at this point. It's heartbreaking to hear this tape knowing how everything turns out.
So, about this protocol. Anything in there about kissing the patient?
To hell with protocol.
But overall, not too much from the Season of Infamy tapes. Though I am glad they're here nonetheless. Our penultimate tapes go to the penultimate villain, Scarecrow. His first is one that really has me questioning the timeline a bit, but here we go. Jason approaches Scarecrow as the Arkham Knight, proposing an alliance to humiliate and kill Batman. To do so, he'll assemble and personally train an army, all the stuff we know he did. So when did this conversation take place exactly?
Call me the Arkham Knight. Another child of the asylum set free. Tell me, what tortured soul cowers behind that mask?
All we know is that it has to be sometime between Arkham City and Night. We know it has to be after City because Jason didn't adopt his Arkham Knight moniker until then. But aside from that, we've got nothing. I guess immediately following this, Jason started training the militia in Venezuela so they'd be ready in 9 months to take on Batman. But if so, why are we seeing so far back in Crane and Jason's relationship? This is probably the farthest back in time we go for any singular tape.
And what would you know about Batman? His fear. Very well. You have my attention, Arkham Knight.
And tape 2 is just the follow-up, while also being pretty much the shortest tape in the entire series. Shit's less than a minute long. Why does this thing exist?
$3 billion is a significant investment. People are willing to pay. And what exactly would we be getting for our money?
Especially when all it tells us is how much Jason actually planned this out with Scarecrow, showing that he knew exactly what he was doing, setting up the roadblocks, watchtowers, and bombs. But again, we see all this play out throughout the game. We didn't need to hear Jason explaining it away to Scarecrow.
As they run scared, we emerge, take over his habitat. Every rooftop, road, and back alley, we draw him out of the shadows and chip away until he has nowhere left to hide. And no one left to hide behind.
The third tape is the only interesting one to me, because it actually explains some stuff we don't have answers to. About damn time. More specifically, why Jason decided to go to Scarecrow in the first place, rather than just work on his own to kill Batman and move on with his life. Jason doesn't just want to kill Batman. He wants Bruce to suffer like he had.
So, it's personal. Well, there are many in this city with a gift for causing harm. Not that kind of pain. The real kind. You want him afraid.
And since Crane is the one villain who specializes in fear, it only makes sense to go to him. And here, again, we see the interesting side of Scarecrow, where unlike everyone else who just wants Batman dead, he wants Batman's legacy to die.
He's better off dead. Kill him and you martyr him. You make him a legend. But break him, humiliate him, terrify him, and hold him up for the world to see. Then he's nothing but a man.
Jason, of course, doesn't care. He just wants Batman to suffer and die. And he doesn't care what Scarecrow needs to do, as long as he gets to be the one putting a bullet in Batman's head when it's done. Again, these are really interesting character dynamics that we just don't get to see in the main game, because neither character was given the proper amount of screen time to develop these aspects.
Look, you can do what you want, Crane, but when you're done, I will kill him. Very well, but know this. It will be an act of mercy when you do.
One thing I found especially interesting, though, is that Jason actually contradicts himself with this tape. He says he wants Batman to suffer, not just die. But then, listen to this line during the Cloudburst fight.
Scarecrow can choke on his toxin, Batman. He wants you to suffer. I just want you dead.
Jason has become so enraged at this point in the game, realizing how much of a different beast Batman has become as of late, that he wants to forgo the suffering and just kill Bruce outright. It's another great character detail that was, once again, thrown to the wayside and would otherwise have made the Knight a far more compelling character. And speaking of the Knight, last but certainly not least, we have my favorite tapes in the entire saga, the Arkham Knight himself. Of all characters, Jason is the least explored in this game in every respect outside of tapes. From his tapes, we get so much inside information we were sorely missing out on. And really, just some time to listen to Jason as Jason rather than the whiny Arkham Knight. Unfortunately, this is not quite the case with the first tape, though that's not to say it isn't interesting. We're back to Scarecrow, this time talking with Barbara. Thanks to the third tape, we know that this takes place just before the Cloudburst attack, because Scarecrow comes in at the end and says that the Cloudburst is fully charged. We can't get an exact time, but it's at least something.
Who is Batman?
ask him when he gets here.
Thank you, Miss Gordon. I was afraid that my preferred interrogation method would not be necessary.
He goes on a long spiel about fear. What else is new? But Barbara stands her ground and doesn't give him an inch to work with. It shows how confident she is in this situation, and that her mouthing off to Scarecrow on the roof didn't come out of nowhere. She was being sassy from the very beginning.
The long-term damage is more severe, of course.
Are you done talking?
I am.
You're still talking.
He's about to inject her with fear toxin before the Knight barges in and stops him. And man, does he sound pissed.
Very well. Get the hell away from her!
It's only a single line, but really puts into perspective how much Jason still cares for Barbara despite kidnapping her. And this fact continues into the second tape. He immediately asks if Scarecrow hurt her, which seems out of character for this guy hunting your boss if you're Barbara, so she just assumes it's a good cop, bad cop routine.
No. See, you're supposed to keep me talking. Play for time. Wait for Batman. That's what he taught you, right?
I've got nothing to say to you.
But we all know it's Jason actually caring for her. It shows that despite how brutal he was in the kidnapping, and especially after the car crash, he was never going to hurt Barbara. But this tape also shows exactly what's been going through Jason's head all these years, and it's only now coming out because he has someone to vent it to. It's, again, really emotional stuff, hearing all these small things relayed by Jason, how much he tried to stall for Batman, but Batman never came.
Me? I talked for hours, because I knew, right? Batman was on his way to save me. And the bastard just let me talk. Eventually I just ran out of things to say. So trust me, you can't count on Bruce to save you.
It's genuinely depressing stuff, especially since we never get to hear any of this in the main game. This is what we were missing that could have made the Arkham Knight a fantastic character, and we just got it relegated to tapes. The most interesting line of this tape, to me at least, is right near the end, where he says that when it comes down to saving his family or completing the mission,
he'll choose the mission. Every time.
Which we know is not how this Batman operates. After Barbara's kidnapped, Bruce dedicates all of his energy and resources to saving her. When Alfred tries to persuade him to end everything and capture Scarecrow or the Knight, he deflects and makes it his top priority to save Barbara before anything else, meaning he no doubt did exactly the same thing with Jason, but Jason just doesn't know it. And then we get that incredible reveal, and Barbara's single reaction tells us everything we need to know.
Look me in the eye and say that.
Jason?
And then we come to tape 3, which is, without exaggeration, my favorite tape in the entire franchise. This shit legitimately made me cry when I first heard it. It is that good. And anybody else who has listened to this tape themselves will agree with me. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you take anything away from this video, listen to this freaking tape. It's a solid minute and a half of Troy Baker giving one of the most emotional performances of his life. If you had any grievances about his portrayal of Jason in this game, thinking he's a whiny teenager when he takes off the mask, let this tape dissuade you. This man is one of the greatest actors of all time for a reason.
Jason, this is wrong.
This is justice. He left me.
He lost you, and he mourned for you. Come home.
He gives one of the most mournful speeches of the entire saga, relaying what Joker did to him for over a year in just a few seconds, while also showing exactly what he thinks happened with Bruce.
I can't go back. You don't know what Joker did, Barbara. He hollowed me out and filled me back up with hate and...
Barbara was there and she knew what happened, but Jason doesn't believe it. He's on this quest to kill Bruce now, and there's nothing anyone can do to stop him.
Jason, we can fix it.
I can fix it! I know now what to do. I take all this pain, all this blackness, and I put it all in a bullet, and I put it right between Bruce's eyes.
But even though he believes this, he doesn't hold any ill will towards the rest of the family. He doesn't hurt Barbara even when he lashes out yelling. He asks how Alfred is back at the manor, like one would ask about an old friend. And he never goes out of his way to attack any of them.
Joker's dead, Jason. You want revenge on the man who hurt you? You've got one shot. Come back to the manor. Let us help you. Don't let Joker win.
How's Alfred?
He misses you. We all do.
It is genuinely one of the most emotional moments in the entire Arkham franchise. And it's all relegated to a freaking audio tape. The tape ends with another reassurance that Barbara isn't going to be hurt under his watch, showing when Scarecrow dropped her from the roof, their deal was broken tenfold.
The Cloudburst is charged, Knight. It's time.
So you think you know Wix, but do you really? First up, we've got Shape Video Masks. You can use different shapes to create completely different vibes and aesthetics. Or you can create your own graphic.
In Batman Arkham Knight, if you glide on top of the Elliott Memorial Hospital, you can actually find a crashed helicopter along with 3 dead that crashed somehow, and it just makes a lot of sense for him to be the briber. Okay, so we've got a lot of info on this crash, but there's still something major missing here, probably the most important piece of them all. Remember how I said to take note of this dead officer sitting up against the wall? Well, based on the helmet he's wearing, we can most likely assume that he was the pilot of this helicopter when it went down. If he was sitting in the far left seat of the chopper, then there's no way he could have landed in this exact position after the crash, meaning he must have dragged himself across the rooftop and propped himself up against the ledge before he died. But wait, this officer has a broken neck, meaning he would have died on impact. So that means he couldn't have dragged himself across. Know that loves to pose their dead victims? Victor Zsasz. Now if you don't know, Zsasz was actually supposed to have a side mission in Arkham Knight, but it was
Is our release,
as well as an unused character profile in the game files. Well, this was that side mission. So we've got a Scarecrow symbol, a bribery, 3 dead cops from a helicopter crash, and Zsasz somehow tangled up in the middle of it. Putting all of the pieces together, the Ellen got the G-Copter was waiting for them. But wait, one of Scarecrow's men was actually able to deliver a bribe to one of the officers while the other 2 were busy dealing with Zsasz. All the corrupt officer had to do was tie the helicopter down and uncuff Zsasz so that he could jump out safely and escape into Gotham. Easy, right? So the corrupt officer tied the tail of the chopper down with these pipes and wires, while the other 2 officers took the 2 front seats of the helicopter. The corrupt officer uncuffed Zsasz, got into the back of the helicopter with him, and with that, everything was going to plan. Until it didn't. When the helicopter tried to take off, the pipes and wires tied to the tail began to cause resistance. However, instead of these pipes holding the helicopter down so Zsasz could easily jump out as planned, they actually caused the back of the tail to snap and break, sending the helicopter spiraling out of control. While it was spiraling over the hospital, Zsasz pushed the corrupt officer out of the helicopter and then jumped out himself immediately after. He was able to land safely, but the cop wasn't so lucky. The out of control helicopter then slammed into this ledge and eventually crashed back down onto the city to begin posing as victims like he so often does. So he started by dragging this officer across. He heard isn't a hunt happen even though after. Well, thanks to his riddle, we know that he went directly to Founders Island, but where'd he go after? Well, thanks to his riddle, we know that he went directly to Founders Island, and it was here where he went on an absolute killing rampage. The riddle says that Zsasz was targeting both Two-Face's and Penguin's men in order to send a message to Scarecrow for excluding him from the plans, which doesn't really align with the idea that Scarecrow paid a bribe to free Zsasz. Maybe Zsasz was unaware that Scarecrow was the one behind the bribe, or Scarecrow just wanted Zsasz to cause more chaos out on the streets for Batman to clean up. Anyways, Zsasz stayed here for a while killing everyone he came across, at least until he noticed the bat signal light up in the sky. Again, this was at the very beginning of Arkham Knight when you first take control of Batman. It was at this moment when Zsasz decided to lie low while Batman went after Scarecrow so he could then fight a weakened Batman later on into the night. Where was he planning on lying low? Well, thanks to the clock tower security feed, we can actually see Zsasz walk past one of the cameras later on into the night, which gives us a good idea of where Zsasz was going. He left Founders Island Island, traveled across the bridge to Bleak Island, and then walked along the road that leads under the clock tower. So we know Zaz's hideout is somewhere on Bleak Island. He wouldn't have left Founders Island if it was there, and it can't be on Miagani Island either because he would have just walked back the way he came to get to the island directly. Now that we know Zaz's hideout is somewhere on Bleak Island, we can narrow it down even more. If Zaz was planning on going up to the top left of Bleak Island, then he would have taken the road leading up there rather than heading down towards the clock tower, so there's no way he was hiding anywhere up in that area. I also think that Zaz has no intention of going anywhere near the GCPD, especially considering he had just escaped his transport heading there. Okay, we narrowed it down somewhat, but that still leaves a ton of space across Bleak Island for a potential hideout though. So let's take a look at some of Zaz's unused dialogue. Just like all the other side mission characters, Zaz has specific dialogue with Batman on the Batmobile ride to GCPD after getting captured. This conversation is exactly 36 seconds long. How does this help us, you might ask? Well, going off the fact that Rocksteady probably doesn't want their dialogue to be cut off early, all we have to do is find the exact locations where it takes at least 36 seconds to get to the GCPD from that point. Now, I went all across Bleak Island to test this, and everywhere I went took less than 36 seconds to get to the GCPD, except for one particular spot. The very back of Panessa Studios, clocking in at exactly 36 seconds to get from here to the GCPD if you follow the game's laid out directions. And what do you know, right behind this exact spot is a completely unused back room. To my knowledge, this is the only unused room in the entire game, so for it to be a part of Zaz's mission would make a ton of sense, considering that that's also the only confirmed scrapped side mission as well. Combine that with the direction Zaz was going, the fact that this room is a great location for a hideout, and how perfect everything fits with the dialogue, it just all aligns so well that I can't really see this room being meant for anything else but Zaz. Alright, so we have Zaz's entire path through the city completely laid out, and you know what that means. Now it's time to figure out how exactly the side mission was supposed to play out for us as the players. So, combining all of our evidence, here's what we've got. Zaz's first appearance would still take place on the clock tower's camera feed when Batman's searching for Barbara, except with one slight change. You see, in the base game, nothing happens if you scan Zaz, but if his side mission didn't get cut, you would get this unique dialogue from Batman.
Zaz, you'll regret coming back to Gotham.
This would act as sort of an introduction for Zaz's character to let players know that yes, he is in the game, but it also wouldn't really amount to anything until later on into the story. After the player unlocks Miagani Island, either Gordon or Alfred would then inform Batman about a GCPD helicopter crash on top of the Elliott Memorial Hospital. This would be the start of the side mission, and the player can now choose to go to the hospital at any time to investigate the crash. Upon arriving, Batman would set up a solvable crime scene much like the Barbara Gordon one in order to find out exactly what happened here. You'd start by using Batman's deep tissue scanner to identify the dead cops, then you'd move on to scanning the helicopter itself to determine exactly how it crashed, and finally the player would scan the little details scattered around the area. The crime scene would finish with Batman discovering the bribe, figuring out that one of the victims was posed, and making a realization that Victor Zsasz was the one behind all of it. Continuing on with the side quest, Batman would then attempt to find Zsasz somewhere in Gotham City to bring him back into police custody. This would work similar to Arkham City's Cold Call Killer side mission, but instead of tracing Zsasz's phone calls, the player would use all of the dead victims Zsasz killed and posed in order to track him down. The player would continue scanning posed victims until eventually gathering enough info to pinpoint Zsasz's location, where you'd then discover that he's been hiding out in a back room at Panessa Studios this entire time. So for the end of the side mission, Batman would head to Zsasz's hideout, and this is where the final boss fight would take place. Now, after you defeat Zsasz and finish the boss fight, Batman would then carry him up to the Batmobile waiting at the very back of Panessa Studios. And, to finish the side mission, one last conversation between Batman and Zsasz.
No.
No!
I'm locking you away, Zsasz.
You condemn them to misery, Batman. I offer
You're a psychotic killer. You belong behind bars.
wretched beasts. Every one of them. They search for meaning where there is none to be found.
What matters is we never give up. We keep fighting.
A fight you will lose.
Wanna bet?
Canva whiteboards are great for planning.
Ooh, Charlie's bringing his burgers.
Yum! I got the grill.
I can't wait for Sunday.
What will you design?
Can you beat the entire Arkham series without using a single takedown? I love the Arkham games and I love challenges, so why not combine the two by seeing if I can beat every Arkham game's main storyline without using a single attack that has the word takedown in its name. I completed every Arkham game separately, and here's a compilation of all my runs combined, starting off with Arkham Asylum. Hello everyone, I decided to challenge myself to beat Batman Arkham Asylum without using any takedowns. Here's a list of all the takedowns in this game. But punches, but they're when she's going to attack, leaving 2 more jokers. Also, I have no Me, the Adam Smith, Clown Puncher, Gotham Paladin, SBO, and Back to Life all got together to play Arkham Origins Online in 2023. Now, I never actually played online back in the day, so this was a ton of fun to finally try out. If you want to play the multiplayer too, I'll link the mod down in the description, so check that out if you're interested.
Say that he does. Just, oh, I'm in a game. Hang on.
I'm in a game.
Hang on.
I'm in a game. All 6 of us.
Let's go.
Game did nerd mode. Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice.
And
oh my god. Alright,
okay.
okay, let's do this.
It's you and me, babe.
Oh yeah.
Let's do this. Gotham Paladin and Nerd as heroes. Alright, that's only a little terrifying.
I've never played this.
Oh no! How did you know? Oh, did I get him? Oh no, I didn't. Oh my god.
Shit, I killed myself because you landed on my bomb.
Oh! You died. Does that count?
Yeah, I put a bomb under my feet. It didn't get you intimidation. It counted as me blowing myself up. No, he's quite useless. It wasn't him.
Oh, it's not my fault.
Look out!
Stop shooting at me! Stop shooting at me, bro. That's shooting. Dude, oh my god, grapple up there, you asshole.
Wow. What? There's another one? Oh god. I am not getting the kill here. Okay. This is a problem. Okay, that was a drone.
Man,
what is happening?
You guys are try hard already. I'm seeing this like, bro. Relax. It's not a tournament, dude. It's just a game, like. Dude.
It's always a tournament.
How you doing,
One
Gator?
shot.
I'm dead.
That's yeah, so the shotgun in this game,
I guess,
pretty much one-shots both heroes and thugs.
What? That's all.
But it is a complete gamble as to whether it's actually going to work or not. These smoke bombs are awful. You guys aren't AI. Don't shoot you still.
Oh, you hadn't even thrown it yet on my screen. This game has pretty bad latency.
Oh, okay. For me, it was like
I'm sorry.
But do those smoke bombs? Do smoke bombs even do anything? I doubt they do.
Yeah,
I mean, they still
mess up
obscure
your
your
screen,
vision.
yeah.
Oh no!
Why can't I? Okay.
Oh, he got me.
I was about to say.
Currently getting locked on.
Ow.
Some... Oh no no no!
Your Paladin.
Wait! I'm recovering. It's cheating. Get me out of here.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No.
We're just trying to kill this, like, bait dude, and there's, like, a Robin on them.
How you doing, Kaner? Everything peachy? What's going on?
I'm dead again, so.
Oh my god.
Jesus,
Robin needs more training, I can't lie.
Yep.
Okay,
yeah, I would just keep in mind as well that these teams are like woefully imbalanced.
Okay.
What? Oh my god, you try hard, dude. Oh, why did Batman ever
I don't know why
up on
my
the guardrails?
secondary was like...
That's a bird. Hi, bird.
Bro, how are you seeing me up there?
K-Nerd the bird.
I'm so sorry.
It does, but they can't use it when they're
like
dead.
such a scumbag, I'm not even trying now.
Shaking my head. It's the power of the shotgun, dude.
It really is, yeah.
What do you mean you're working on it? Oh, is that the exclamation point?
Yes.
Robin, get over there.
Get over where? Oh, here.
No, wait.
It's so close.
Oh, how does Batman take
No,
out...
what?
Batman take out who?
Whoa.
This is getting sweaty.
How does Batman take out Bane in this? Is there?
He doesn't.
Like a...
Yeah.
What?
Punching does work, it's just kind of sus.
It's... yeah, it's sketch.
Do better. For you, Robin, take him out.
There we go.
No! Ooh, yes, Robin, yes, thank you. I'm sorry. No!
Wait! Don't kill me! I'm just dude. I'm just man.
Yeah, I would stay far away from that.
Batman getting...
I would let the heroes deal with it.
His gun's kind of crazy.
See you a little. I can't even hit him. What the heck? No, Batman, not me, not me. Please,
not me.
I'm using Batman, please.
Get here,
that does so much damage. Wait, GP, what are we even trying to do here?
I think Joker,
like just
like actually that's a very
the little
good point.
bat symbol in the middle, it fills up the more kills you get as the hero, and then it goes down the more you die as the hero. You guys were doing pretty good. You just had a streak of death right there, really quick. Because Joker, it kind of.
There we go.
Wait, what?
Wait,
I was locked in a silent takedown and I died?
That was in fact a melee kill. That was me meleeing you.
Okay, I'm so delayed on
did you gritty on him?
Alright, Robin.
What are we gonna do?
Basically,
what's
I was gonna say,
here?
I'm gonna play like a little bitch and let the heroes just take care of everything.
Oh my god.
I'm being honest, bro, Gotham might be fucked. Wait, dude!
Alright, next video. How much money does Mr. Beast make?
His humble beginnings, Jimmy Donaldson was able to turn his genuine passion for making YouTube videos into a conglomerate to business.
Logan Paul dissed a bunch of religions. He kind of dissed Christianity specifically. And we're going to see what he says, and we're going to talk about it because it is kind of a recent controversy. We're not going to watch this whole thing. Obviously, it's just this little clip here. These two, basically. And we're going to skip around as well. I'm not going to watch everything flat out.
We did a photo shoot. And then Logan Googled Jesus Christ and started posing like him. And I was like, it's okay.
No.
You want to be like your hero.
No. It was the lost Leonardo.
Is that what it was? I just saw pictures of Jesus and you were like,
the picture of Jesus. He did like a cool thing with his like hand. And I wanted to like recreate it for a photo because I'll be honest with you, bro. Jesus Christ fucks.
Oh God, bro.
And people don't think that about him. That guy is.
What? I mean, like, I understand he's trying to make a joke, but what do you... Now he's trying to explain it. You're like, yeah, you could make that joke. It's still kind of, I don't know if I would make that joke. But like, how are you gonna say he fucks? He's Jesus Christ. He didn't do anything. This kind of goes against the three-variable precedent of Christianity.
You have to be very careful when you mock, or not mock even, but when you become playful with people's religions. Religion is a very, very intimate relationship that people have in their lives. I liken it.
Mocking someone's religion is most times worse than mocking someone's political opinion. Even if you don't, somebody's religion, it kind of defines them, right? If you have one, right? If somebody's like a deep-rooted Christian or Muslim or Jewish or Buddhist, whatever they are, right? If they hold that near and dear to them, that kind of represents what they think about life, what they think about the afterlife, what they think about everything. It defines them as a person. And so more than politics. Resist that? That's like, ugh. Like, faith is subjective. The definition of faith is strongly not based on spiritual application, but it's something that doesn't affect you, right? And so when you have arguments about politics and it's something that's subjective, that is kind of more for an open discussion. As religions, you can talk about religion and you can say, like, I talk about religion, you guys all the time. You're gonna die, freak. I learn about this shit all the time. And I disagree with a lot of it, but you kind of just have a respectful, peaceful conversation. You don't sit there and just say, whoa, this religion is just fucking. The only time you can say that is about Scientology, because it's a fucking money scam. But, you don't diss someone's religion. It's just fucked.
That's hand throwing shit. I know, but is she ugly? It doesn't matter. If I walked in and I said, yo, the girl's ugly, you would punch me in the face. But she's not ugly. That's
would
fine,
you
but
say
I'm saying,
that? Would you say that, Logan? Would you tell somebody that, like,
I wouldn't say that. No, I would not go.
Okay. But if she was ugly,
and he asked you, hey, do you think my wife is ugly?
No, not even that.
You would say yes. Yo, if your best friend, Jack, your best friend dating a girl or a guy or whoever, they come up to you, they say, are they ugly? You say no, even if they're not. Hey, if they're talking to them, whole different story. Like, it's not a thing, right? But if they're dating, you don't just flat out call your friend's girlfriend, boyfriend, or whoever ugly. That's just fucked.
I don't think that we actually condemn sex before marriage.
About that, right? You can give your point about that aspect of it. You could say that this is a problem with Christianity. I've said similar things. I say that people ask me, why are you a Christian? And I'll go into a lot of those things, right? But that's going into your issues with Catholic Church's stance on homosexuality and other things of that sort is entirely different than saying, yeah, your religion's wrong.
So don't condemn. I just don't know how I can get behind. Like, that's silly to me. That seems silly to me. So I think it's a silly practice to engage in, and I think it deserves.
Don't want to be in the wording now, guys. You've been on social media longer than anyone. You just flat out, you just said Christianity is quote unquote silly. You don't want to. The wording. What are you saying?
First of all, every religion, Muslim, Jewish people, Christian, they all believe in it. That's the other thing. Let them speak. That's the other thing. They all think you're right, and you think that the Muslims are going to hell. They think that you're going to hell, and the Jews think that.
And that's I know he's not. I know that's not necessarily true for everyone. A lot of religions believe that every religion. Part of that religion, they believe they're right every day. But until you die, it might be objective for the holder of that religion, but it's subjective for everybody else. So sitting there and being a dick about it is just fucked in either regard. If a Jewish person made fun of a Muslim or vice versa or anything, it's just like no one's right and no one's wrong.
I am not the guy who decides who's going to heaven or hell.
But doesn't your scripture say something about if you're not subscribed to Christianity?
Oh,
you're basically it's a sin and you're going to be
You can only
banished?
go through the Father, through the Son. Yeah. So Christianity believe that through Jesus you could be saved, but that doesn't mean I go
Jesus,
condemn.
not Allah.
But question: what makes you think I'm going around condemning people? That's what I want to know. Because you always put that on me. You always yell at me about.
The only point I've ever made, and it's something that I've also been kind of confused upon, but I'm not dissing anybody for it. A lot of the idea of kind of the ignorance of like a child, like an infant.
Arkham City is just the beginning.
They don't know what is the difference between right and wrong in that moment, right? It's kind of similar to somebody that's never heard about Christianity. So an issue is a lot of missionaries go and spread the word of God, which is good. If they spread the word of God, but that person doesn't become Christian, my question is...
This room contains the cream of what is available in this godforsaken cesspit of a prison. You ignorant buffoons should consider yourselves nearly as intelligent as a retarded monkey.
Robin won't last 5 minutes in here with us.
I think there have been the atheists aren't guided by anything other than their own personal beliefs, which, by the way, could be right or could be wrong. And I'll say this again. At the end of the day, I don't know shit.
Okay, so
and I'm
my
not saying one
this.
thing or another. I just am definitely questioning why we have to perpetuate a belief that is fucking silly.
I agree, but...
Well, it's just the wording that he says it is so bad. Like, dude, yes, point out the issue of, like, homophobia outside of sex, of are Christians. Don't say, oh, all Christians are homophobic. Don't say, oh, all Christianity is wrong because of that.
What is it that is so bothersome about George's belief that
I would love to speak about this too.
We are. Can I speak as well?
I know, but I keep getting like cut off.
You're not, because I'm on your side. I'm trying to.
No, I get it, but I feel like you're speaking for me, and I don't agree with everything.
I'm asking him a question.
I feel like that.
I'm asking him a question.
Yeah, that was such a gaslight.
How are we gonna get out of here, man? Shut the hell up.
No, I mean he is speaking for George. Like, don't you show yourself like that shit.
I know, but I'd love to talk because
I finished my question. I have him in.
Hiding in the dark,
and
huh?
You could go uninterrupted for 20 minutes. Okay. What is it about that idea of live and let live that is, or not, that is so difficult to do? Like,
where do you think he went?
Just believe in what he wants to believe in, someone else can believe in what they want to believe in. Everyone can have it.
No, they can. That's where I always end up. Like, I'm not here to
Really?
change anything.
No one will miss him. All you've done is tell me you're here.
A good answer to that of him asking why can't someone believe what they believe and why can't somebody else believe what they believe? You can. The only issue where that arises is what you believe religiously is not an issue to anyone else until it involves policy, which is why many people
came from over there. This is no good. He won't wake up. He's back. Smoke.
Somebody will vote for based on their religion, well-formed sex, and what was the last one? It's religious belief.
Oh, this is very exciting. Who will win? Well, obviously that will be me. So, who will lose first? You or the rats running that maze like their lives depend on it?
100% factual. I think Jewish people vote for Democrat. I think 83% of the time.
What's going on here? I thought we... Huh? Some kind of smoke.
If you're like an evangelical Christian, there's like a 93% chance. If you're a born-again evangelical Christian that goes to church every day, there's like a 93% chance you vote Republican. If you're a Catholic and you go to church once a month, it's like 53 or something. Like, there's a whole chart for this. I could just Google it.
Boss wants this place kept safe. No problem.
2014, I'm just pulling up a base one, but like, there's a lot of graphs on this. Like, Mormons 70% of the time vote Republican, Catholic, but this also doesn't. This is a shitty graph for the fact that it doesn't take into account.
This room contains the cream of what is available in this godforsaken cesspit of a prison. You ignorant buffoons should consider yourselves nearly as intelligent as a retarded monkey.
What? I'm sure it came from over there!
And if you express your higher power,
I got him! He's over here!
And I will listen to you for days. Because there's a lot of takeaways to learn from it. All I'm saying is, I think you're so quick because you believe in something so much that you're determined for me to see it from your point of view. That's how wars are started.
What do you think I believe?
What about now?
Buddy, you cannot tell me about misconception and you keep misquoting the Bible. You keep putting me into a box that I'm not in. You keep bringing up that I bash.
Keep him over here!
When have I ever done that?
Bro, that is a staple of your opinion. It's not bashing gay people. It's being government.
And you as George Janko, as your best friend, have you ever seen me?
I'm not defending the segment here, but I think Logan's also they're both. He's misquoting what
I see what you're doing. How are you gonna use those things if they're not over here? I got him.
I always have to say this.
It's gone. I lost him. We gotta find him
it's
now.
not a sin in Christian religion to weaken. It is a sin in Christian religion to do sexual activities with someone of the same sex, not having kids, or sex to be allowed in the Christian religion. You have to be in love with the person, married, and you want to have to be able to have a kid or be someone capable of having a kid. In my knowledge, certain subsects might disagree with that, but to my knowledge of what I've learned, the reason homosexuality is condemned in Christianity is you can't have a kid with someone of the same sex or same-sex. I disagree with that. I think homosexuality is perfectly fine. I think homosexuality is a part of human life, and that is one point where I disagree with Christianity as a whole. But saying that George is homophobic because he's Christian is just stupid.
to any straight man or gay man or any type of person ever have ever shown any hatred.
No, but you're in the same boat with a large group of people that do.
I believe I'm in the same boat with a lot of hypocrites, and I do agree. I think there's a lot of hypocrites, but you can't paint me out to be like somebody I'm not.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about religion. Is what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna ask you again.
Yeah.
What do you think I believe?
You?
What is Logan asking him? What does this have to do with the fucking conversation? He's saying you're being disrespectful to other religions. And Logan's like, what do you think I believe? How the fuck does that have to do with anything? I'm like getting confused.
And I believe that your energy is the same of me. But this is the way I want all of us to like be together. Like at the end of the day, bro, I can never prove to you that Jesus Christ exists. I can never do that. You can never prove that your belief exists. What we can do is have like-minded conversations.
Exactly! Yo, W fucking George for that. Oh my god, that's what I've been saying this whole damn fucking last 30 minutes.
Grow from it. And I want there to be love in the conversation.
Yeah. You objectively believe it in yourself, but you can't factually prove it to somebody else that has a different subjective belief.
Same as faith doesn't different.
Correct.
It's gonna find practice.
Correct. I know, and I know George, and I know very well.
Yeah.
And I know you could benefit a lot from a therapist.
Okay. And noted. I do feel like, and no disrespect to anybody, I think when it comes to emotional intelligence, I think I'm the smartest one. When it comes to emotional intelligence. I'm sorry. And I will say this confidently in front of all of you.
I'm happily willing to bow out.
Who do you think's strongest emotionally? I don't know why Logan's sitting here. I will say he seems well into with himself. Like he checks up on his friends. Yeah, even if he's going through shit himself, he just seems George seems like he has it down. I don't know Logan's. Has to think about it.
I know when it comes to emotions, I'm the first one to.
Please, said I got baptized when I was young in a white gown and had nothing under, and the whole church saw my ass. Thank you for the nice story, Zeusy.
Well, also, it's not true, because if you do not love thy neighbor, and that means gay or straight, then you are not a child of God. That is literally quoted in the Bible.
Yeah, what about conversion therapy? Like,
what is conversion therapy?
Something your church does.
Stop saying it.
Yes, conversion therapy is fucking evil and stupid, right? But bro just said that's what your church does. Bro, oh my god, like, you gotta.
You wanna hide in it? Fine!
You know you bad. Attack all characters.
No, I haven't.
I said
I haven't.
I'm not saying.
I'm not bashing anybody.
Please don't think that was some sort of victory over me.
You do.
It wasn't.
You call it yourself. You say, I like to pull out my swords. And you fuck people up. You slash, you dice, you
That's not how you change it. It's like a shitty way of arguing. It's what you obviously want to refer to, but if you really want to change somebody's opinion, you should do kind of motivational questioning and asking them questions to arrive at your answer. If you disagree with me and I tell you you're wrong, this is right, you will never agree. If I ask you questions and you end up disproving yourself, you might be mad there, but you'll change your opinion. If you arrive at an opinion yourself versus somebody telling you it, you will almost 100%, not almost 100%, you will more likely change than if somebody tells you you're wrong. People don't like being told they're wrong. If you find out you're wrong within yourself, it is much more worthy of change than somebody just said you're wrong. If somebody tells you you're wrong, you only don't instill those values on people. That's the issue. That's a big issue. Big issue.
I don't know if I can do the podcast. I've been shitting so much. And he goes, extra time for you to pray.
Yeah, that's how he.
And I go,
That's funny to me. That's funny.
That's another major.
I don't think that's supposed to be disrespectful. All right, I think it's done now. He asked men say that right now. I'm gonna say that right now. If you say you roll, you don't. Like, that's just how it is. Like, if you're like, no, that shit is... He's got that He's got a pearl necklace on. He's got a pearl necklace on. This borderline Hawaiian shirt. Whatever. Joe's dad. Sorry. When he's dripped out, he is not dripped out. You know why? I kind of get out of double what? No. Everyone wants you dead, Robin. Body count. That's like hard to do. Like that thing, like like that's like a task. Very weird, Robin. This is where you're gonna die. I won't even break a sweat on you. I want to know the questions Bob's gotta ask to arrive at his fucking body count answer. So, what is your favorite position you're in? Just the stuff. What body positioning do you like and prefer doing instead? Take the man. So, how do I put this? Do you, quote unquote, pull?
If you saw me in a bar setting or at the club, how would you approach me?
I would make eye contact. Stare at the lips, make them feel nervous, stare back at the eyes, and then look away. And then if they want to come...
This is the classic fucking 10-meter away distance. You should pick up that I want you. Guys don't get that.
You don't.
What's your favorite sexual position?
Bro, I'm so glad I have a girlfriend. Like, that interaction right there just aggravated me. How do you pick somebody up at a fucking club? And she just described a strategy of, like, looking at somebody and then looking away, and then you have to, like, determine whether or not they're into you, or, oh my god, that's way too fucking complicated. Oh, that's so fucking complicated. And she's sitting there like, oh, well, the guy should know. The guy ain't gonna know. I'm gonna keep it real with you. The guy ain't gonna fucking catch that. No costume fools taking this place from us. Bro, I'm so happy I got a girlfriend, bro. Fuck, like, I would never be able to deal with that shit.
Oh, she a freak. Show us how you throw it back. Throw it back. Throw it back.
You were all incensed compared
to how she just threw it back. I'm going to guess her body count is 4.
Are you straight?
But I, the Riddler,
that kind of a diss? Isn't that
upset
kind
you,
of
though.
a diss?
You were the best I could
Because
find.
that's like the second lowest number.
Robin, Batman's little helper.
Hey!
This is gonna be easy.
Based on how she threw it back, I'm gonna give her a 2. If Buddy moves on.
Arkham City is just a... I mean, I'm just maybe guessing 300 pluses. That would be difficult.
Anyways, I guarantee you that one's real. You would think that would be the fake one, but that's the real one.
You want to guess, because I'm wasting time, because I'm nervous. On, he got 60. Damn it, he's out cold.
Bob's starting to sweat.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Just what you're
We're dead. We're gonna die in here, and there's nothing we can do about it. Believe me, there are more important things to be looking out for. What's wrong? You're too scared to show yourself?
And coming from a fellow hoe, I'm not getting that vibe from you.
There are 5 of you in there. 5 barely functioning, cerebrally challenged monkeys, staggering around in the dark.
Is that like a stage name?
Do you have an OnlyFans?
It's a stage name. It's a stage name.
I found another one!
Wake up, Ferocious.
You hear me? Wake up!
Ferociously attractive? What the fuck? What vibes are you getting, Bob? Well, I'm getting a
How are we
nervous
gonna get out of here, man?
crowd.
Shut the hell up. We need to keep looking or we're all dead. Show yourself, chicken!
Pretty aroused by Sapphire.
Sorry.
Oh my god, he's so nervous.
What the hell are you doing? I nearly shot you. You need to stay focused.
Yo, he's bought her. He has her. It's like he knows her.
She looks really innocent. But
where the hell did he go?
That one was so unimportant to me, Robin, that I barely feel the necessity to comment on his failure.
How old are you?
18.
18. You're a little older. I named after you now, but...
You just don't have to.
Another one down over here!
Just don't even bring it up.
You too? What happened? Just wake up, come on.
You're like my age. But like, bro, just like move on. Okay, and then continue the conversation. You're playing.
How is he doing this? Leave.
Bro's trying
The
to
more
act
important things to be looking out for.
in the game.
What's wrong?
Like, what are you
Too scared to show yourself?
He's trying to hit on the virgin, but I don't think she's the virgin. None of them might be virgins. They said 2 of the numbers are fake.
Yeah, you're pretty old.
Bro's trying to pull.
Oh,
like for no reason. Like just.
Are you scared?
You called me old? Bro, you know damn well he's that one guy that puts lotion on his face 5 times a day because he's terrified of looking old.
What's going on? I thought we were in charge.
But he actively does the face scrub.
Comfortable would be a stretch.
Bob has not been comfortable this entire fucking episode. Okay? So I don't know. I don't even know why you're asking him if he's comfortable. He's actively shitting his pants.
This is not.
I mean, I'll ask.
Yo, imagine
Someone over here! Man down!
You like to watch. You know, Simpson shit.
This is not what I expected.
Family Guy. Mainly Family Guy type stuff.
No. Is it credits or something?
Yeah, actually.
Oh,
Please,
okay.
you don't need to hurt me.
She obviously like her titties.
Fortnite stuff, you know.
She got on a skirt and her titties out. Okay. That
So my
means
friend sent me an article. That was the 5th most searched category of like animated shit.
Please, don't come near me!
Who the fuck is looking that up? Who the fuck is looking that up?
Remy 16.
2.
The sensation you are experiencing is easily overcome using advanced mental calming techniques. Unfortunately, you are all far too stupid to perform them.
She's cooking meatloaf. She won't let me eat it if she sees
What's going on? This is not good.
Oh, don't look. Oh, don't look.
My name's Rainbow.
Rambo?
No. Rainbow. Yeah.
Is that a content name?
My mom literally just named me Rainbow.
Oh, I love it. How old are you?
I'm 19.
I'm sorry. I thought you were some kind of a joke. Please, don't hurt me.
They're doing shit they can't be like her can't be the 300 plus. Like you don't have enough game, you don't have enough time in life to be able
Get
to
away from me.
I love her.
Did Batman teach you that move, little Robin?
I was a lady.
You would be surprised about how you rack up those numbers after. If you started doing it at a younger age, it's fucking like 300? Nah.
I don't really care.
Yo. This bro, yo.
Wrong number. I feel like it.
See, that's why he says he pulls, right? Because his shot percentage is so low, but his shot rate is so high. You know what I mean? 5,000 times he's hitting 10.
You're gonna die.
Sapphire, Bob fucking starts shitting his pants. This is an interruption for who guessed it. D-Fuel Shaker Cup tags below bottom left. That's it. Back to the bed.
Does this number surprise you?
A little bit, I guess. Yeah, you're attracting attention with the way you dress. No.
So what do you count as body count?
I just don't count oil.
Okay.
Bro's actively staring at a ceiling. Bro, if I'm walking, y'all, if I'm ever walking behind a woman, I will purposefully stare at the ground. Because I don't want to, like, if I'm looking forward, I don't want them to think that I'm looking at them. So I'll purposely, like, just stare directly at the floor.
The sex part, because I never want to regret.
It can be something you regret, for real. Because even at 19, I regretted it. Everybody was calling me a prude, and I was like, okay, fine. Okay. So don't be a victim of that, okay? Just do it when you want it and make sure that he, they, them, her is as special as they can be. Yeah. All right?
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
You gave me 300.
I know.
You had like a few left.
It was
83. You could have given me 83. You guessed pretty well for me. job I have, most people guess a lot higher.
So are you in sales?
Are you in sales? Fucking retail?
Little bit.
Clever, twin. I get it.
What works out here?
Relieved. We're done.
Feeling my feelings.
We met in college. She dated one of my best friends for like a year and a half.
Is your best friend yet?
Not really.
It's always so awkward when your friends get with people you've been with or vice versa. I'm gonna say don't go down that path. Don't go down that path. Then, your friend, it's just like, even, it might work out, but it's like, Noah literally is trying to asshole. This is already so awkward. You're inviting your secret crush. You've never told them that you're into them, and then you're on camera with alcohol, and you're gonna fucking admit to them that you like them. Like, they can't just be like, oh, this is weird.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Vanessa.
I'm Uriah.
We have Shoot the Date Friends Edition.
How do you two know each other?
We weirdly met
Funny intro to Friends Edition. Yikes.
through my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
You still talk to that boyfriend?
No. I just like a clean break.
Before we start, do you want to just take a shot?
Yes, please. I'm so nervous.
Cheers. We're gonna leave you dead.
What is my green thing?
Got that?
Your mother.
Not really.
That's fine.
Works hand in hand.
Yeah.
You're gonna die tonight.
You know what I'm saying? So I like it. I think you have a good smile. I think you have a good laugh. I really like it.
We've been sent to have some fun.
Oh, God. Oh, this is gonna be such an awkward fucking watch. This is gonna be a rough watch, chat. Let's buckle down. I'm gonna slump into my chair. I already know this is gonna be bad. Because they're trying to actively flirt.
You can't hide from me, Robin!
Kind of like, what the fuck?
What are my toxic traits?
Oh,
Why does it seem easy for you? Okay.
you listen to Christmas music year round.
Oh yeah, that is toxic.
Yeah. Not taking no as an answer.
That's fair.
I understand like the want to like keep your hopes up, but like sometimes like I know it's just like
You're gonna.
Oh my God, please.
How good are you in game? Sell me on your skills.
I won't even break a sweat on you,
I think
boy.
these two are the only ones that are good together. I think these two
Cut you to pieces.
I don't know. And I think it is a social construct that it's worse because, but I don't think this is how it happens. I think the girl admitting they like the guy is less awkward than the guy
is like your time to just boast.
That's not my vibe though.
So what is your best position then?
I would say like the reverse doggy. And then like and the grip that way.
I'm a really big fan of those. It is super sexy when somebody is very clearly having a great time. Just
He's trying too hard. I just really like beating girls out, you know? I just like questioning them, you know? I don't really care about myself. I just want the girl to be happy. Like, yeah, you can say you like eating somebody out, but like, come on. Like, you gotta give like some fucking care
I don't think that anybody will ever complain about that.
Graphic word used, but okay.
What are your
This is getting more and more obvious. Yo, I don't know if I'm ready to lie.
being a supporter, like having it go
Somebody who takes care of themselves. Something about shoulders, probably and like throwing back.
Rate my attractiveness on a scale of 1 to 10.
You're gonna die in Arkham City.
Breaks that bad. Yeah, that, yo, nah, they're gonna get together. Alright, you just are attractive now. That one would be easy for her to
You're
say.
not so strong. I kill you with one hand.
The personality just adds so much to it. I just
She just said that
you know, you're just really
Rate my attractiveness on a scale of 1 to 10. That's fair.
Oh my god, and this is gonna end with him telling her that he likes her. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I would just act like this is the friend game and I would move past that one part. No fucking way. Rate me on a scale of 1 to 10 in attractiveness. She shrinks. That means it'd be low. Because if it's high, you would just fucking say it. He's so nice though. Now he's
If we were to have sex, what would you do? Okay, well played.
Yeah, now he into her too. Nah, this one's gonna be okay. This is a match. This is the only thing that's keeping me fucking through this game. Oh fuck, because this is the only one that's not awkward. Because they're just like they're matching each other. This is not a hard watch.
If we were to have sex,
This is a hard watch. This is a hard watch.
So what would you do?
It really kind of depends on what lead up to it, like what's the energy before
Even if he's great, the experience is great. We're at the house.
Just wants to know. I'm out here with this anticipation. Like,
See,
what's
but that's
going
the
on?
thing. A lot of times people be trying to just rush and go. That's what I'm saying. Like you got to build up to it. You know what I mean?
You're not getting nowhere to the detail of.
That's fine. How about this? I'll just show you.
What?
I don't even want to talk. I don't talk about it anyway. This says for me to tell you that I have a crush on you.
I'm hiding.
I don't think that you have to take a shot.
What? I don't have to take a shot?
Nah,
Oh, okay.
it was for me to tell you that I have a crush on you.
Thank you.
Okay, fair enough. I'm getting the temperature.
This is like brutally uncomfortable. This is like brutally uncomfortable. She said, thank you. Thank you. No fucking way. Oh my God.
Picture of the room.
Okay.
That's not even a response. I have a crush on you. Thank you. Ugh. Gordon for the sub.
Really like you, and I can see this going places if we want to be more than friends.
Oh, she
and
giggled.
so,
No. Oh, that's the risk, too. That's the